Hi everyone, so today I am sharing what's in my hospital bag. In this video, I was 38 weeks pregnant with our fourth baby, so I'm going to be sharing some tips on what to pack and what to leave at home. Stay tuned. Hi you guys, so today I'm going to be sharing what's in my hospital bag. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Zanita. I'm a mom of 4, a boy who's 7, a girl who's 5, a 1-year-old boy. Now currently pregnant with our 4th child who's a boy. I am 38 weeks pregnant. Woohoo! And in 2 days I'll be 39 weeks pregnant, so he really could come at any point. So today I'm just going to be sharing everything. Doing this 4th time around, I've had all my children at the hospital, so this is the 4th time around, and so I know what I should pack and what I can keep at home, and so I hope this video will help you. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. I chose a suitcase for the hospital because I have done the duffel bags or just like a carry bag before, and just for sanitary purposes I find that the hardcover suitcase it's just much better for cleanliness and just easier on my husband to carry along with us because it has wheels. So it's up to you if you want like a duffel bag style or if you want to get just a small suitcase that can be rolled around. So the first thing I'm going to share is something so simple. It's just a folder. This is something you really wouldn't think about, but I've watched so many hospital bag videos just to make sure I'm prepared, just because I've done this many times, but you never know if you're missing something, and this is something I never packed. And the hospital does give you a lot of newborn paperwork for your baby, and then also I have my birth plan in here. So at my hospital they honor if you would like to do different birthing positions and how you would like to labor. And so also my OBGYN's office, they allow for me to choose if I only want to see midwives or if I only want to see doctors throughout the duration of my appointments. And so I chose midwives, and they recommended for me to have my birth plan ready so that everyone would know what to offer me, what not to offer me. And since this is my 4th time around, I don't want to have an epidural. I want everything to be as natural as possible. With my first son, I ended up getting the epidural. I had Pitocin, and everything just faded off. The epidural failed. It was still very painful. I felt everything, and the contractions slowed down. The experience was tough. It was tough recovery. My back was in pain for a while. So after that, I've just decided that I'm going to have my babies naturally. And so thankfully, my second child, I had her naturally. The child I just had a year ago, he was born naturally as well. So it is possible, and I'm just so thankful that I'm at a practice in a hospital where they're going to allow me to do these things and also request certain things. So this birth plan was like pre-made, and it's checklist style, which is nice. And I was able to, I'm going to show the back because it's information, but I was able to just check off different things from this birth plan that I would like to be done and not done at the hospital. And so I can leave this link below. It's free download online. So in case you're interested in wanting to fill out your own birth plan, I'll leave that below for you. Next, I have my bedside little baggie here, and I have in here some snacks. You are going to want some snacks. Thankfully, you know, you can eat if you just choose to in labor. Typically in labor, I want something cold, so my husband will have like a fruit bowl for me before and after. I know with my last laboring, I got extremely hot, and so the fruit bowl kind of helped a lot. And I also have a portable fan this time, which is so cute. I saw some moms show this and I was like, I definitely need that because I get hot so easily. It just has one little button and it goes on, and it has many different settings. So I have chose to bring a portable fan. This is not necessary, but for me it is because I know I'm gonna need it. And I'm just kind of hot natured. I get hot pretty quickly. So yeah, I have just like some peanut butter crackers and like health bars. And also for the bedside bag, a clip. And also you're gonna want a hair tie. I obviously have braids, so I'm gonna want to put my hair back because again, when I get hot, I don't want anything in my face. It's just too hot. And so make sure you have a hair tie or a clip, something you can move your hair back with. I have just a little bit of lip gloss, or you can also have like just a little Vaseline because your mouth is going to get extremely dry. And this happened to me with all my children. And so just for my little bedside bag, that's all I have in here, and I used it a year ago with my son, and so it's really handy to have that. Next, I have this cute little toiletry bag that I got off Amazon, and I was so thankful I saw another mom-to-be share this because it's something that I know is really going to be helpful for the hospital. So with this bag, it opens up into a lot of different sections. And what I really like about it is that it has a hook. So you can literally hang it in the shower and not have to worry about it touching anything. And you can grab your toiletry items that you need. So some of the things I packed in here, I just have some pads. Not gonna need any probably, but just in case, I put some pads. I put some breast pads in here for nursing pads, because I'm going to be nursing. This is my plan. I made my own little travel size items, and so I can show you. For bath soap, I got a 3-pack of these bottles from Dollar Tree, and so I made some bath soap, and so I just added bath soap to it and labeled it with my label maker that I have. And so that was pretty simple for me instead of having to buy a bunch of travel size items. The only thing that I did buy travel size was toothpaste. But as far as the mouthwash, I even did that travel size on my own. And so I have extra toothbrushes that we just had under the sink already. I have in here, this was a tip that a lactationist gave me with my last son, and this is a bottle of gold, it's olive oil. And so when you first begin to nurse, your nipples are very sore, and so it takes about a week or two for them to get used to your baby latching on. And so she said with all the research that has been done, olive oil has been proven to be the best solution. And it worked out really well for me. I've never had to deal with mastitis. I didn't experience any bleeding last time. The time before that I did with latching. And so the first couple weeks can be quite painful. And this right here is super helpful, especially knowing that baby's gonna be feeding quite often, every hour or two. And you're producing colostrum in the beginning, and your milk can come in between 2 to 5 days, and so this really helps. Something else I decided to pack is the Mama Earth Herbal Perineal Spray, and this is supposed to be a cooling spray that helps you heal afterward. The hospital will give you Dermaplast, and that's what I used previously with my other children. But I discovered there's a more natural route, because the last time I used Dermaplast, every time I went to the bathroom I sprayed it, I would cough. Like, it made me cough terribly because it's just so strong. And so I wanted to go more natural this time. And I purchased this from Amazon. If you want to check it out below, I'll leave it for you. Something else I have in my toiletry bag are these postpartum underwear. Moms have raved about these, that they are just so much better than the thin underwear that the hospital gives you. And I know from personal experience that the one the hospital gives you, you're going to have leakage, and it's kind of just really not that comfortable. And so I'm really hopeful that these are going to work out. All, like, so many moms have raved about these. They have an Always brand and a brand called Depend. I decided to go with Depend because I read a lot of reviews for the Always brand, and a lot of people said that it has a really strong stench, like a really strong perfume smell to it. And so I know that personally would bother me. And this one doesn't really have that smell. So I decided to go with this brand. And I think I have the bag I can show you. This is the brand called Depend. You guys can see that. I purchased these, I want to say from Target online. It was online, but I can link it below for you if you're looking for those. And so yeah, I'm very hopeful they're gonna feel much better, and you know, we'll have to be padded like that for a few days. And so I wanted to be a comfortable experience this time, so I decided to try them out. Next, I have a Peri bottle. So this is just something that helps you clean after you have baby. They give you a straight tube Peri bottle at the hospital, and I've used that with all the other 3 children. And it was kind of hard to get down there because bending down after you have a baby really doesn't feel that good. And so with this, it can be upside down and you don't have to bend. You can just squeeze and the water comes out and you're able to clean yourself properly. And so I'm really excited about trying this for the first time. Many moms rave about this as well. And I did purchase this off Amazon. It's not necessary. You can just use all of the things the hospital gives you, especially if your insurance covers it. And so don't feel pressured that you just have to have all these extra things. But for this time around, since we planned this to be our last baby, I really want it to be a really good experience. And so I wanted to get all the things that would help me postpartum as well to feel as comfortable as possible. Next, I have some nursing bras. Of course, since I will be nursing, I decided to get a couple of nursing bras. And specifically, I tried to find one that had mostly cotton in it, because typically the spandex is the one that I've always been able to find, and that one makes me really sweat and really hot. And so I found a couple at Target online that was mostly cotton, and so I'm hopeful that will be more helpful for me with nursing. Next, I decided to bring my own towel and my own washcloth. Totally optional. If you feel comfortable using hospital towels, go ahead. This has nothing to do with the hospital for me. This is just something I've always done. It doesn't matter whose house I travel to, where I go, I always pack my own towel, my own rack. And so especially at hotels, because I don't think they get things clean enough. And I feel like it could be the same for the hospital, but it's optional. It's something to think about if you want to pack that. And I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background. My parents are in town and they're playing with the kids, and so it might be a little loud. So on to this side, I have a belly binder. What? You're trying to snatch your belly back right away after a baby? No, not exactly, but it actually does help shrink your uterus quicker. And this is something that the nurses recommended with my first child. They actually brought in a belly binder for me with my first child. And I was like, oh, I have to wear that. And it's optional, but it does help your stomach shrink back down quicker. This is not really something that your doctor is probably gonna talk to you about at your appointments. I know I've never had any of them tell me about this. And so I'm bringing mine because I know that with my last child, it definitely helped my stomach shrink back fairly quickly. And I've just never been one of those moms where my stomach just like sucks right back in after a baby. I know there's so many moms like that, but not me. So you may want to consider this. Next, I just have some gripper socks that I got off Amazon. Just 2 pairs. We do plan to stay 2 days, vaginally 2 days. If you're doing C-section, usually 3 or more days. So I brought these just in case I forget to put on my slippers. So yes, I packed some slippers. These are actually my old house slippers, And so what I plan to do is wear these at the hospital and then throw them away because I don't want to bring these back home. They're old anyway. Next, I have some flip-flops for shower shoes. You're going to want some flip-flops. Oh my goodness, you don't want to stay in a hospital tub or shower. Pretty gross. So make sure you have some flip-flops. Next, I have my own hospital gown. You guys, this is totally optional. Of course, the hospital provides this, but again, after this being the 4th time around, I know how a lot of hospital things smell, and it just, to me, smells really old and dingy. So this is actually an old one from when I had my daughter, and so I'm going to be using this one to labor in, and I have a new one for after the baby's born so that I don't get anything on the new one. But yeah, so you can find a hospital gown pretty much anywhere now. Etsy has a lot of beautiful hospital gowns, and also Amazon has some as well. And so for after baby, I have this hospital gown that I'm gonna use with nursing. The back is just buttoned down. The back's buttoned down, the sides are buttoned down, pretty simple. Again, this is very optional. This is not a requirement. And so anything that I say is optional, don't worry about getting unless you really want it. And so again, I want to be very comfortable for my last time around. And so I made sure I had an extra hospital gown. Next, I have a pretty robe to wear that just has like the little ties on it. And baby boy will have a matching hat with his name on it and a swaddle blanket. And if you haven't checked out that video yet, I did record a video for what's in my baby's hospital bag. So I'll leave that below and in the cards above for you. But yeah, so anything that you want to take pictures in, make sure you pack that as well, whether you're taking your own pictures or you're going to purchase the pictures that the hospital provides. Next, I have just a throw-on dress for a day of going home. I am having baby boy in June, and we've had some 90s days already, so I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like. Today was actually a little cooler. The weather has been fluctuating so much, so but if it is warm, I'll go home in just like a really loose throw-on dress. Typically, after you have a baby, you don't want anything tight on. Personal experience, I did not want to wear tights. I didn't want anything just really too tight down there. So yes, just something simple to throw on will be good for a day of going home. And then I have a just in case. I don't feel like wearing a dress because postpartum, you know, your body looks different. Things are different. If this dress looks like it's too tight on me and I just don't like how it looks, I have some simple throw-on shorts with a shirt to wear with it. And so a couple of outfits for just in case and what I'll wear to go home. And so you can decide what you're gonna wear going home depending on what your weather's like by you. That's all I have in here in the bag currently. Of course, there's going to be some last minute things for day of when I'm starting to labor. So some of those things would be obviously whatever shoes I'm going to wear with the dress. I would make sure I put those sandals in there. It would just be some sandals. Typically going to the hospital, I'm usually in sneakers. But again, it just depends on if I'm going to need to pack the sneakers or if I'm going to need to pack the sandals. So don't forget whatever extra pair of shoes you may need to take with you for the day of. Another thing you may need to throw in your hospital bag the day of is all of your technology. So my hospital allows for us to record and take pictures. So if you have a camera, camcorder, lighting, computer, whatever that is, make sure you pack that and have that in another bag, or if you don't pack as much as I did, go ahead and throw that in there as well. Also, make sure you have your phone and your phone charger. The last thing you're going to want to do is not have a charger for your phone. You're going to want to take so many pictures of your new baby. So make sure you put that in there last minute. And aside from my bedside bag that has like the snacks and lip gloss and stuff, my husband's gonna have snacks for us. So He usually packs like some fruits, like chips, just different things to snack on, because the hospital's cafeteria does close at a certain time and you may get really hungry, especially if you're going to be breastfeeding. So after having a baby, usually you're pretty drained and you need to replenish. So make sure you have some food just in case. And also for your partner, typically they're okay with, if you guys want to pack together. Usually your husband will just have like some shorts, a shirt, whatever he's gonna sleep in, and it's just pretty simple with the guys. So my husband does have his own small suitcase like this, and he's already packed and ready to go, thankfully. And so just make sure your partner has all the things they need. Typically they only get a couch to sleep on. It's not very comfortable for them, but they tough it out. We tough it out having to go through labor and bring a baby into the world. So just make sure your partner has what they need as well. Something else that you may want to consider bringing, I'm not going to bring, but you may want to bring your own pillow and your own blanket. Depending on your comfort level and how you are with sleeping. I know for myself, I try to get any sleep I can get, okay? So when baby's sleeping, I'm sleeping. The baby wakes up quite often to eat, and so typically the hospital bed's not the most comfortable, but they always offer to bring you more blankets, and so I've used their blankets. The blankets have been fine, and so I just don't want to have another extra thing to bring. And plus the baby's diaper bag, I have the baby blanket in there, and I just don't want to bring an extra blanket or pillow. So, but for yourself, if you decide you want to do that, that's something else to consider to bring. Something else you may want to bring is a book or a journal. I'm gonna bring my prayer journal because this is something I do like every morning. Also my devotional book, and I'll probably also have my Bible. There may be times where you'll just be restless and you're just like want to do something outside of technology, and so maybe a book or a journal to write in about what's going on at the hospital is something you can consider bringing as well. One last thing that is something to think about and consider, it is totally optional, is a heating pad. And I've been using this all throughout my pregnancy. Whenever I have sciatic back pain, this thing is amazing. It really just takes the pain away. And with laboring, I typically labor, most of my pain is around in my back area. So just in case the hospital doesn't have one, I'm gonna bring mine, but this is, again, totally optional. My hospital does allow for me to labor in the tub, and so I'm really excited about that. This will be the first time, if I get a room with the tub, which I should, I'll be able to labor in the tub. And so just a warm bath could substitute for a heating pad if you don't have one. And so that's just something else to consider. And of course there will be other things that you'll need, especially for the baby. But again, I recorded a separate video for that so that my hospital bag video wasn't so long. But if there's anything else that I missed, please leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching the video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about all things faith, family, parenting, and preschool. And so until next time, thanks so much. Bye.